Let's see if we can get this working. Yeah, looks like we're working on Instagram. And it looks like we are working on the tube, the YouTube. Yeah, we are good. We are going here. Yes. Okay, let's test. Let's test out our chat and test. See, did that work? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Hey, Shar. Thanks for coming. It's English Q&A. All right. So it's more like an ESL Q&A. So if you got any questions about English, you let me know. Hey, Fatim. Thanks for coming. Let me know if you have any questions. So, I want questions, obviously, but until I get some, I'm just going to go over some stuff that's from my videos. How's that sound? Okay. Carrie's joined us. Thanks for coming, Carrie. So, last week we actually did go over, what was it? Independent. A little bit, but not very much. Just a bit. All right, so, we might want to go over that maybe a little bit more. Okay, so independent being a like a personality type. It's kind of a adjective that we might use to describe a person. All right, so let's see if we've got anybody on YouTube yet. No, not yet. Oh, chat rate is 1. Oh, but that's me. Okay. That's me. I'm the chat rate on YouTube. So anyone watching this later, just know that probably you're going to get better quality watching the stream on YouTube instead. Okay, so I would definitely encourage you to watch it on YouTube. Okay, now, same channel name, Need Help English, no caps, no spaces. It's all the same stuff. Same. Okay. Now, let's get into our little whiteboard here. Let's get a drawing pen. Okay. Actually, you know what? I should probably just type because my handwriting is not so good. And we got independent. Now, who knows what independent means, right? It's an adjective. What does it mean? What does it all mean? Let's see. I don't think we actually have anyone. Is anyone actually watching right now? No, not really. Nope. So no one's going to answer my question. But if someone's watching later and they want to try out their own examples or comments, I'm very happy to see it. Now, I'll definitely respond. Vinara, thanks for coming. We got someone joining on Instagram. We're going over the adjective independent. All right. So independent meaning not influenced or controlled by others. Others, I should put an S on that. Like it having your own opinions about things, or having more control over your own life. Same as independent. So, Vinara, if you have any English questions, you just let me know. Okay, so very happy to answer them for you. Let's see here, live. Okay. So, independent. This can be a personal characteristic. We could put this in a lot of different contexts, like political, financial, daily activities. All right. So, like, if someone's like independent in their daily activities, right? Daily activities. right? Activities. I don't have a son, but let's just pretend I have a son or a daughter, right? My young daughter is pretty dependent. She makes her own lunch and doesn't like it when I try to help. Right? So it's like she want to do it by herself. She's not controlled by me. Right? Hey, Thosinikut. Okay, I can't read that. Thanks for coming. All right, let me know if you've got any ESL questions. Right now, I'm going over the meaning of the adjective independent. Right? Because I actually had a video about that a while ago. Yeah, it was a little while back, but yeah, I had a video about it. So, independent. Looks like we got someone watching on YouTube. Yeah, thanks for coming. If you got any ESL questions, you just let me know. Okay, love to answer them. Love to get them. Love to answer them. Looks like most of the people on Instagram are not staying for very long. Maybe it's because I called them out by name. Maybe people don't like that. I don't know. Gotta tell me if you don't like it, right? Or else, how should I know? Okay. My young daughter is pretty independent. She makes her own lunch. Doesn't like it when I try to help. Right. So that's kind of like not being influenced by me, not being controlled by me. Finance. Right. A lot of young people don't become financially independent until they're mid-20s or so, sometimes later. All right. Financially independent. That means you don't depend on anyone else's money, right? Usually your parents or something. Like, Mom, Dad, I need help this month. I can't buy groceries. Whatever. I've definitely been there. Definitely been there. So, it's financial independence. We could have a lot of different types of independence, you could say. All right. In maybe a political context. The United States had a war of independence. Independence with Great Britain. And now we're our own country and have been for a couple hundred years or so. It's been a little longer than a couple hundred. 1776, 1976. So 2023 minus 1776. I'm not very good at math, right? I'm not a math teacher. Okay, I'm an English teacher. This is one of the reasons why, because my math sucks. Hey, thanks for coming, Walat. Ismail. It's an English Q&A. Okay, so if you have any ESL questions, I'm happy to help. Okay, I'm going over the adjective independent right now. Okay, so if you want to see what I'm writing or my notes or whatever, you can come and join on YouTube. Okay, let's see if anyone's got any questions on YouTube so far. No. That's too bad. A real shame. That means I have to continue just talking to myself. Now, this would normally be the point where I would ask anybody if they got any examples for independent that they want to try. But no one's watching right now. But if you're watching the recording later, try your own examples for independent. See if you can make some nice sentences. I'll let you know how it goes. If you make some mistakes, great. you'll learn something. If you don't make any mistakes, great. It's a nice example for other people. Win-win. Win-win situation on that. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's how you learn stuff. All right. I make mistakes every day. All right, so I'm always learning something, right? Business mistakes mostly. Lots and lots of those. Plenty of that. But so I guess that means I'm a really good learner. Really bad at business, but really good at learning from my mistakes about business, hopefully. Okay. Well, that's going to be it for independent then. I guess we could come up with some more examples if we really want to. Let's see, what do we got? Where's the YouTube? Okay, yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. Now, let's see here. Let's clear that out. We don't need you anymore, independent. Okay, thank you very much for your service. So, we've got... Did another video about these ones, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, something like that. Impatient. And this is the opposite of patient, right? We got patient and impatient. Patient versus impatient. So, this would be the time when I would typically ask, hey, what's that mean? Does anyone know? So, if I know we got one person watching on YouTube, if you want to, what do you think that means? Patient, impatient. What's the difference between these two things? How would you define that? I'll give you guys a couple of seconds here. See if anybody has any ideas. Or if you're watching the recording later, try it out. Give you a little break here. See if you can do it. Patient versus impatient. What does this mean? Patient. Patient. Impatient. Who's got some ideas? Nobody's got ideas. So sad. Okay. So, patient versus impatient. When we're patient, these are both adjectives. Patient, impatient, they're adjectives, typically describing people. Okay. We can also use them as adverbs, patiently, impatiently. Okay, we'll go over that in a minute. So, patient is defined by being able to deal with or tolerate or accept some kind of delay or problem or some kind of suffering. Being able to deal with or accept delays, problems, or some form of suffering without becoming too upset, anxious, or troubled by it or them. Okay. Hey, Praveen. Thanks for coming. We got our ESL Q&A going on, so if you have any English questions, let me know. Right now, I am going over some adjectives that I did some videos on. We're going over patient versus impatient. Right, so I've just defined patient as being able to deal with or accept delays, problems, some kind of suffering, some form of suffering without becoming upset, anxious, or troubled. Right? It's being patient. So, what's impatient? Anybody got any ideas? It's the opposite of patient, so how would we define it? Impatient. What does that mean? Who's got some ideas? Impatient. Or your own question. I'd actually be happier to see your own question. That would make me really happy. Patient or impatient? It's going to be a tough live today. It's going to be a difficult live stream. Nobody's watching, no one's participating. That makes things a lot harder for me. All right. Oh, look, someone mentioned something. Impatient, I guess, is what they're defining, and they said they can't wait. Sure, right? So patient, I mean, being able to wait for things, right? Impatient, not being able to wait for things, right? Sure. Unable to accept delays, problems, or suffering without becoming upset or troubled, right? You get easily upset or troubled by these things, right? Yeah, so waiting, dealing with issues, being annoyed by things, whatever. Any, annoyance is some kind of mild form of suffering. Maybe if you're in pain, like me next week, going to the dentist, probably I'm going to be very impatient for that week because my mouth and face are going to hurt. Right? So, by the way, not doing a live stream next week. I'm flying back from Mexico next Saturday, so no live stream. Sorry. Shake. Thanks for coming. Sidam, Swati, thanks for coming. If you guys have any ESL questions, you just let me know. Okay? Love to answer them. Let's see if anybody else is watching on YouTube. No, not yet. Okay. So, if you guys want to watch on YouTube, probably a better viewing experience, and you can see my notes and what I'm writing, examples, that sort of thing. So, it's better on YouTube, I promise. I still do it on Instagram too, though. So, being impatient, you're not able to wait for things. You have difficulty waiting. You have difficulty dealing with trouble or problems or delays without becoming upset or anxious. Hey, Mahi, thanks for coming. I'm just going over the difference between patient and impatient right now, but I'd actually be much happier if you had a question. All right, let's see if anyone's asked any questions on YouTube. Oh, someone has. Someone says, is there any different between thrill, and excited? Is there, stream analytics. Let me correct that a little bit for you here. Is there any, is there any difference between thrill and excited? Good, okay. Mahi says, I want to learn English like you. Okay, sure. Well, I teach English, actually. So I'm not, I think you want to speak English like me or something, right? You want to learn to speak English like me. Well, coming to the live stream is a good first step. Okay. Really good first step. Also, we're going to be offering some new group lessons pretty soon. It's going to be large groups, big group lessons, but it's only $5 a month. So that's my price point. That's what I'm shooting for, $5 a month. We might be offering that as early as next week. We're running into a few issues with the website right now, so maybe have a little bit of a problem with it, but we'll see. Says I'm very weak in English. It's all right. Everyone starts out weak in English. Everyone begins weak in English. You just got to keep practicing, keep learning, and be consistent. So someone on YouTube asks, is there any difference between thrill and excited? Okay. Well, let's open up our notes here. Let's put off with patient or impatient for now. So we got thrill versus excited. Okay. Well, thrill, this is a noun. Excited is an adjective. right? So I guess what you really are asking, is there any difference between thrilled, which is the adjective, thrilled versus excited? All right. So if we're talking about thrill versus excited, then yeah, there's a big difference. Thrill is a noun, excited is an adjective. All right. So you can have a thrill, all right, or you can be excited. That's the biggest difference. Hey, Brian, thanks for coming. By the way, everyone, you can watch on YouTube and actually see what I'm writing and typing in my examples. Okay, so if you want to come to YouTube to watch, it's same username, Need Help English. Okay, same. So let's clear all this, right? My handwriting is ugly anyway. I should type this stuff anyway. So I'm just going to assume that really you want to know the difference between the adjectives. I think thrilled versus excited. I think that's what you're talking about. But thrill, and then the noun form of excited is excitement. I think I spelled that correctly. So thrilled is the adjective. Thrill is a noun. Excited is the adjective. Excitement is the noun. So yeah, there are some differences there between nouns and adjectives. Okay, let's see. Now, well, we use them in a very similar ways. All right, so what would I say is the difference between thrilled and excited? I don't know, really. You know, I wouldn't really say there is a very big difference contextually, right? If you're thrilled about something, if you're excited about something, you know, they're both a positive emotion. They're both talking about being, you know, like looking forward to something. I guess excited is kind of more general. Thrilled might be a little bit more intense, right? So if you're quote unquote like thrilled, it means just very pleased or excited about something. Very happy or pleased or excited about something. Looking forward to something good. You can be thrilled about it. Hey, Prince, Universal Prince, formerly known as Rockstar. Hey, Rockstar, how's it going? By the way, you can watch on YouTube, and you can actually see what I'm like writing and typing and my examples and definitions and all that good stuff. Okay, so YouTube, the same channel name, Need Help English. It's all the same. Same. So, Rockstar says hi to James. Hey, Rockstar. Hey, how's it going? So remember, if you got any of your own questions, please ask. All right, so right now we're going over, someone asked about thrilled versus excited. Okay, so we're kind of going over that. Okay, yeah, you're Universal. You're coming to YouTube. Great. I think it's better quality on YouTube. I honestly do. Yeah, I don't know. Doing it on the phone is so-so. It's just so-so. Someone's watching on Instagram. Who is it? Carrie? Okay. Yeah, fine. So, excited, that's kind of like showing an eagerness. You know, this is more to do with the future. To be excited for something usually is talking about something coming up in the future, being very happy, looking forward to it, being quote-unquote eager for it to happen, right? Look at that. I used the word excited in the definition for thrilled. Maybe I should say something else. Very happy or pleased or just looking forward to something. All right. Looking forward to something good. So, you know, in context, in some examples, we can use them basically the exact same way, right? I was really thrilled to take a week off to travel Europe. All right. I was really excited to take a week off to travel Europe. Same thing. All right. So the ED, thrilled, excited, that's talking about me. How about thrilling, exciting? Traveling through Europe is very thrilling. Traveling through Europe is very exciting. Same. All right, same stuff, same meaning. All right, so we do typically use them in the same context and stuff. Hey, welcome to the new format. Yeah, all right, we got Rockstar or Prince on YouTube. Let me know if the quality is better in your opinion. All right, Rockstar, I have a doubt. You said excited is about future. I was excited to hear about that news. This sentence is about past. Well, you know, it doesn't have to be about the future, of course, right? But very often it is, you know. So that's just one of the contextual meanings, all right? But sure, you know, I was thrilled. I was excited. Sure, you can use it in the past. I was. Oh yeah, here I put it in the past already. I was really thrilled. I was really excited. Sure. Yeah, we can put it in the past. So, I guess oftentimes if you're thrilled or excited about something, it's something that you're anticipating for the future. But it doesn't have to be. No. So, let me say that. Let's say doesn't necessarily have to be for the future. Yeah. Same thing with thrilled. Doesn't necessarily have to be for the future either. Often, though. Yeah, good point there. Good point, Prince. Rockstar. Prince. You know, whatever. Whatever you want me to call you. I don't know anymore. So, Prince says, please teach us some interesting phrasal verbs. Sure. Okay, sure. I'll trade you, right? We'll go over some phrasal verbs, but okay, the quality is much better. Is that right? Good. Very good. Yeah, that's why I started doing it on YouTube. Yeah, because I thought probably would be a lot better. And seems I was right. So, good. Yeah, I don't know. Streaming on the phone is just... It's just not that good. Not really. All right, so... Oh, look, we got another person viewing on YouTube's. And someone on Insta. Hey, Aru and Jocelyn. Thanks for coming. So we're also streaming on YouTube right now. If you want to come watch on YouTube, the quality is better over there. So, but if you have any ESL questions, you just let me know. Okay? Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about it. Prince says, please teach us interesting phrasal verbs. You've already used one phrasal verb, i.e. go over. Please explain it. Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Now, we got a few people watching, so if someone wants to try some example sentences in the past, the present, or the future for thrilled or excited, that would also be very beneficial for everybody. All right, so, please do. So, phrasal verb, go over. All right, let's clear out thrilled and excited really quick. We're going to talk about the phrasal verb go over. phrasal verb to quote-unquote go over something. All right. So it's interesting that in your question about go over, you've already kind of, well, not 100%, but very nearly kind of defined it already. All right. So the phrasal verb go over means to kind of like review something, to discuss it, get into some detail about it, right? But it also can mean to be like received in a particular way, right? So it can be to review, to examine, to explain, or to be received in some way, right? To quote-unquote go over something can mean to review, examine, or explain it. Or if we use it in the past tense, usually it's the past tense, it's talking about how something was received, positively or negatively. All right, so I actually like that. Let's go over that first, right? Go over. Let's review that first, right? When something is taken some way, all right? My switch to streaming on YouTube seems to be going over pretty well, right? It's like people are generally happy with the change. My bad joke at the funeral went over really badly, right? Or we could say my bad joke at the funeral didn't go over well. Right? So you can say it didn't go over well, it went over badly. Right? Don't tell jokes at funerals. Generally speaking, don't do that, please. So it wasn't well received, and people didn't like it. All right, that's what that means. Didn't go over well. It wasn't well received. People really didn't like it. All right, so that's kind of like past tense stuff. It doesn't have to be past tense, right? I hope that our new lesson package goes over very well with the audience on the internet. All right, so like hopefully people buy it and are interested in it. All right, it'll go over well, be received well. People will feel good about it. All right, so that's kind of the more like a little less common meaning for it, but we can still use it that way. Prince has got a little something. Use the phrasal verb go over. I will be thrilled if I get a chance to meet James. Hey, great. Yeah, nice sentence. Very good. I always feel excited when I watch James posts on Instagram. James's posts. Right, got to put that apostrophe in there for the possessive. Right, possessive noun. Phrasal verbs are so difficult. How to learn them? Well, we've gone over this, I think, a couple of times before, but best way to learn them is in context with a lot of examples. Right? That's the best way. Now, so that's kind of like the alternative meaning of go over. Now, for go over as in to review, examine, or explain something, right? The best way to learn phrasal verbs is to go over them with a native speaking professional, like now, right? Go over equals review or examine. I am going over the phrasal verb go over right meow. now. All right, so again, it's like explaining it. So in these contexts, it means to examine, review, or explain something. Okay. Now, Prince says he has a small doubt related to apostrophe. It is my friend's brother's car. My friend's brother's car. 2 apostrophes needed in this sentence. Question mark. Are 2 apostrophes needed in this sentence? It is my friend's brother's car. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we do need it because it's the brother of your friend and it's his car. So we've got like my friend's brother's car. Yeah, that's needed. Well, that seems fine to me. There's probably an easier way for us to say that, I guess. Not really, I guess. No. I mean, it's your friend's brother's car. It's the brother of your friend. It's his car. Yeah. So I guess there's really not an easier way to say that. Yeah. But yeah, I think you would need both of those apostrophes. Yes. Because it's a possessive. Your friend. It's his brother, and it's that brother's car. Right. So kind of a complicated thing. Right. But yeah, that's correct. That's how you do it. Okay. Why don't we try a couple, if anyone wants to try, right? I'll encourage you to try a couple of sentences for go over. You know, we could use with the primary definition of to review something, examine something, or explain it. Secondary definition, like something going over is like to be received in some way. Some more easier phrasal verbs. My level in phrasal verbs is still beginner. Okay, sure. We can go over some easier phrasal verbs. Yeah, no problem. But want to try giving me some of those example sentences first? Try it out. You know, you're basically, you know, this is my opinion, but basically, you're never ever going to learn phrasal verbs if you only read them or hear them or learn them. You need to use them. Right? Use them, use them, use them. Practice them a bunch. You need to practice them 20, 25 different times in different contexts, speaking and writing, for you to really memorize it and like have it as part of your long-term vocabulary. Now, practicing them is very, very important. Very important. Yeah, so give me some sentences. What do you got? Come on, Prince, or who else is watching on here? Can I actually see that? I don't know. Can I check and see who's watching? I don't. Doesn't look like it. I guess not. Go over, go through. Okay, so he's asking. So Prince has a new question. Go over versus go through. Is there any difference? Well, this is tricky. Yes and no. I'll say yes and no. All right, so let's take a look at some examples of this. All right, so let's just make this a little bit smaller. I'm gonna shrink this down to 12. Then I'm gonna blow this back up to 24. Okay, it makes me change the whole thing, unfortunately. Hey, Abba's Carwin, thanks for coming. We're doing an ESL live stream, so it's a Q&A. You can ask your questions. We got someone on YouTube right now asking some questions about go over and go over versus go through the phrasal verbs. Okay, so if you want to come join on YouTube, you can. Same username. Need help English, no caps, no spaces. All right. That way you can see what I'm drawing or writing or whatever. All right, let's clear this out. Come on. Oop. There we go. So go over versus go through. That's a good question, actually. That's pretty interesting. There's a good difference between these two. Or there can be a difference between these two. All right, go over versus go through. So, Rockstar, do you want to give us some context here? What do you? Where are you seeing this? Can you give us an example? Abbas says thanks. Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for coming. Let me know if you got any ESL questions. Ask them. All right. Let's see if Rockstar is going to give us context for this. Because go through can change in meaning depending on the context. So I need to know like what context you're talking about. Let me go over it. Let me go through it. Okay, got it. So so this is like the primary definition of both of them, right? Go over, go through. Primary. It does mean to examine, review something, you know, to review, often go into maybe some details or explain something. Right? So primary definition, they are the same, totally. All right? Go through has two secondary definitions though. All right? So there's two other things that it could mean. Okay? So, number one, to experience something or a particular event of some kind. Often something negative. All right? Oh my gosh, my flight got delayed and then I missed my connecting flight, so my trip home took 37 hours instead of 15 hours, right? And then another person says, wow, that sounds bad. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry you experienced that, right? So to experience something, all right? Yeah, I'm sorry you experienced that. Wait a minute. I don't think this is even spelled correctly. Experience. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry you experienced that. I'm sorry you went through that. Sorry you had to go through that. All right. Or maybe someone might say like, I went through a lot of difficult times when I was in university. Money was tight, and I had to work full time while studying full time. You know, it's like, wow. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to experience. Usually when we're going through something, it's a difficult thing, right? Don't mind Jacob. He's a little cranky because he's going through some stuff in his personal life, right? He's experiencing some personal problems. All right. Michelle, thanks for coming. Michelle says hello. Hello. Hi, Michelle. We're talking about the differences between go over versus go through as phrasal verbs. All right. So we're going through the differences. We're going over the differences. So they do have one shared meaning, and that is to examine or review something, to explain something, to get into the details about something. All right, so now we're talking about the differences. The difference is go through has some secondary definitions. One of them means to experience something, some kind of event, usually a bad one, something negative, usually. All right. Let's see if there are any more questions on YouTube really quick. Let me go over it. Let me go through it. Okay, good. I have gone through a lot of pain during my surgery. Yeah, there we go. You go through something. Gone through a lot of pain during my surgery. Yeah. So you're experiencing it. Usually experiencing something negative. Yeah, it's usually something bad. Stars, countable or uncountable? prints. Prints. You put it in the plural. So of course it's countable, right? If it has a plural form, it's countable. To be fair, some nouns can be countable or uncountable depending on the context. But a rule of thumb, if it has a plural, it's countable. Okay? Now, we want to go over the second secondary definition, right? We got some more definitions here. Miss MDX. Hey, Miss MDX, how's it going? Right now we're reviewing the differences between go over and go through. If you want to see my notes and what I'm writing down, you can see it on YouTube. So you can come watch on YouTube as well. Okay? Same username, Need Help English. Right? No caps, no spaces, Need Help English. Now, the other secondary definition is to use a resource up, to consume a resource, right? Like, wow, we already went through the milk. I need to go to the store and buy some more. Or during the summertime heat in Texas, people go through a lot of electricity to keep their homes cool. Right? Hey, Edita. Thanks for coming. I've seen you before. Yeah, we're going over the difference between go over and go through as phrasal verbs right now. Okay, but I'll encourage you to join on YouTube so you can see what I'm writing and ask questions on there, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's another way we can go through something. All right, it's to like use it up or use some quantity of a resources. Edita says hello. Hey, Cosme has joined. Thanks for coming, Cosme. Yep. If you have any ESL questions, just let me know. Some teachers are saying that stars are uncountable. Ooh. I don't know how they would be reaching that conclusion because the word itself that you're saying, stars, is plural. And if something has a plural form, that means it's countable, right? It has to be countable. You can have a star, you can have stars in the night sky, you can look at a star, 5 stars, 1,000,000 stars, all of the stars, many stars, a few stars. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely countable. Maybe they were talking about some kind of special context, perhaps. But you could have, like, star can be used as an adjective, right? Like star-struck or star appeal or star-studded, right? As an adjective, if you're using it as an adjective, of course, adjectives aren't countable. They're not countable or uncountable. They're just adjectives. But as a noun, yeah, it's definitely countable. So let's get rid of this example here. We don't need this anymore. Unless someone wants to try out an example to go through. To go through something meaning to experience it, usually something negative, or to go through something meaning to use up or consume some kind of resource. All right? I'd love to get some examples. Star Wars. Well, that's actually Star Wars. I don't know what your name is. You've got some Chinese characters for your name on YouTube, so I'm not sure. Star Wars. Well, I mean, that's just one word, though, right? It's a wars among the stars. Star Wars. War is countable, but they're actually kind of using star there. It's more like an adjective if it wasn't one word, but it is. It's one word. Prince asks, can we start a sentence with but? Well, but is actually a subordinator. So technically speaking, we should not be starting sentences with but. It's technically wrong. We shouldn't do that. Some people do. You can see it. I mean, it happens sometimes. But it shouldn't. Right? It should not be happening. We should not start sentences with but. No. Let's take a look at some examples. Right? So, let me type this out here. Okay. So, quote unquote, but is a subordinator. Subordinator. It's telling me that that's wrong. It's misspelled, but no, it is. It's right. That's correct. The subordinator, or a subordinating conjunction. You might hear that called conjunction. Subordinating conjunction. So it is used to connect dependent clauses to independent clauses and make longer, more complex sentence structures. Yeah, for some reason my typing is delayed, so it's really hard to type accurately. It makes it a lot harder. Hey, here we go. Someone's got a quick question on Instagram. Which is correct? He is taller than me, or he is taller than I? Well, he is taller than me is better, because me is the object, right? I am taller than him would be fine, right? Or I am shorter than him. I is the subject, right? So, yeah, it's better to say he is taller than me, because that's me is in the object place. Okay. So yeah, subject versus object pronouns can be a little tricky. All right, my friend and I are taller than him. Sorry, he is taller than my friend and me. All right, so me versus I is object versus subject placement. Okay. But is a subordinator, subordinating conjunction. It's used to connect the dependent clauses to independent clauses and make longer, more complex sentences, right? So, quote unquote, but extends a sentence or makes a sentence longer, but it can't start a sentence. That would be a transition. There is a transitional equivalent to but, and that's however. Right? I want to go out to eat, but I don't want a burger. I want to go out to eat. However, I don't want a burger. Right, so here I'm expressing the same thing. Edita is saying something else. Some grammarians say that it is correct to say he is taller than I. Well, I don't know why they would say that. He is taller than I. Maybe, well, it's a comparative structure, so maybe they're saying that they're both the subject because that's not like a complete sentence, but it seems like that seems like a complete sentence to me. Right? He, subject, is verb, taller, modifier, taller than is a phrase modifying object, me. All right? Object. So I don't know why they would say that that's correct. some grammarians, because of the he is taller than I am. Well, that's a little bit different structure, right? Universal prince, a little bit different structure. So they're trying to drop the am is are, right? So we can say he is taller than I am. That's fine, right? But he is taller than me. If we don't want to include the I am, that would be better. Kind of a complicated grammar structure, right? Because of the nominative case. Perhaps. Right, perhaps. Let's do a little research on that. Because, I'm not the almighty, all-knowing master of everything in English, right? I'm a teacher, and sometimes that means figuring out what I don't know so I can teach better. Which is better? Let's see here. Let's see if I can find out something here. Get a good answer for us. Yeah, so they're all common structures, considered correct, varying degrees, based on formality. Okay. He's taller than me, informal spoken English. Could be considered incorrect in very formal, strict grammatical tenses. He's taller than I, technically correct, traditional grammar rules. Full implied sentence is he is taller than I am. Am being omitted. Sounds formal but archaic. Still correct. He's taller than I am. Both grammatically correct and natural to many English speakers. Contains the clarity of comparison without omitting any words. Oops. Let's see. What is wrong with he's taller than me? So it looks like I was wrong. No, but colloquially or informally, it's still fine. But let's see here. Traditional perspective, using than treated as a conjunction rather than a preposition. Than treated as a conjunction allows it to be followed by a subjective form parallel to the subject of the main clause. Okay. So it's actually a parallel subject. He's taller than I, or he is taller than I am, because it's a conjunction, not a preposition, than. Okay. So very, very technical. Very technical difference there. Okay. So, being correct or acceptable, for me, I guess I was considering taller than, or the than, as more of a preposition, meaning that the following would be the object. That's why I was saying he's taller than me. But than being treated as a conjunction or a conjunction phrase, taller than, then it can be we can use it as the I forgot again the parallel subject. There we go. He's taller than me is considered incorrect because we have to compare a subject pronoun with subject pronoun only. He is a object pronoun. We have to compare a subject pronoun with a subject pronoun only. No, that's not a 100% rule there. That's no. In fact, what's making this complex is the comparative structure blah blah than, right? Really, it's what's making it more complicated, right? I know her, right? So that's object pronoun her, right? So just that one example very easily invalidates what you're trying to say there, right? We have to compare. We often don't, right? So she likes me, subject pronoun, object pronoun. She likes me, right? She knows me. I know him, right? So that's definitely not true. Okay, so keep that one in mind. So it's really the comparative structure that made that a little bit more complicated. Oh boy, well, we got a lot of stuff to catch up on YouTube here. Can we send a session? No, my computer went through member to. I don't know what we're saying there. My computer went trial memories. I have to move some data into the hard drive. Whew. Yeah. My computer. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there on YouTube. Right? I know her. There's no comparison here. Her is the direct object here. Yeah, sure. Exactly. So, oh, you're saying to compare for comparative structures. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I misunderstood what you were saying. Let's see here. I have gone through all my mobile data to go through all the posts on James's Instagram page. Sure. He's taller than I am is correct. James, I believe, but is not a subordinating conjunction. It is a coordinating conjunction which connects two independent clauses. I could be wrong about that. Okay, sorry, yeah. I misspoke on that one. Yeah, it is coordinating. It's a coordinator. It's one of the fanboys. For and why is this happening? And nor my writing is just not happening very, but or yet this is supposed to be an S. So, yeah. Sorry, my bad. So it's used to connect independent clauses. Damn it. Why can't I just draw with this thing, huh? What's the problem here? Is it going to let me? No? Okay, that's nice. Is this thing just lagging on me? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Conjunction. It's used to connect independent clauses. Clauses together. No, just independent clauses to independent clauses. But we still don't start new sentences with but. All right, so that would still require a transition, which is however instead. All right. I should have known that it was not a subordinator, it was a coordinator. A coordinating conjunction. Because this is a complete sentence. I don't want a burger. All right, so that's how I should have known that. My bad, again, nobody's perfect. I just do the best I can. All I've got is several years of experience, but not perfection. But as a part of fanboys, yeah, there we go. So I already said that. Okay. We've gone a little bit over time this week. We finally got into some really good English stuff here at the end. Dang it. But we'll get some more next time. I guess I was a little bit out of my head today. I mixed up coordinators and subordinators. Yeesh. Please make posts on phrasal verbs. Yeah, I'll work on it. I have to make some new recordings very soon, probably while I'm in Mexico. I'm going to Mexico next week for the dentist. Really not looking forward to that. But I think I'm going to have to do some recording there too. Yes. So maybe I'll do the writing and recording in Mexico, and yeah, I think I could throw in some phrasal verbs. Tell you what, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's a great country. I'm going to Cancun, which is a very beautiful area, but I'm going for the dentist, so I'm not going to have a super good time, I imagine. So, but yeah, you'll see some new recording backgrounds at least, right? Tell you what, Prince, if you leave some comments on a video, maybe 2 or 3 different phrasal verbs that you're interested in, I'll make some videos on those ones. Okay, we're going to have a new video format that I'm going to be playing around with, so you'll see kind of a new format for that as well. See how it goes. All right. that is it for today's stream. So, as always, thank you everyone for coming. Thanks for your questions. Very, very happy to answer them. Very happy to get them every time. And as usual, if you need help with your English, you need www.needhelpenglish.com. Education, training, success.